The big story that I haven't talked about yet: Facebook changes company name to Meta, which there's Meta stands for dead in Hebrew, which apparently people were making fun of. Facebook on Thursday announced that it has changed its company name to Meta. The name change, which was announced at the Facebook Connect augmented and virtual reality conference, reflects the company's growing ambitions beyond social media. The rebranding also comes after the company has dealt with a barrage of news reports over the past month, stemming from whistleblower Francis, I will never probably say her name right, Hogan, trove of internal documents. So the thing about this is, and I see a lot of people talk about this on on social media about how, oh, it's Meta, and that, I'm never going to call it Meta, it's always going to be Facebook. Well, I mean, these people that are saying this probably don't realize that Google changed their name, I don't know, 2 years ago, a year ago, I think two, maybe even 3 years ago, to Alphabet. So it's actually the company, the parent company is Alphabet. Google is a company of Alphabet. And just like Facebook, instead of everything being under Facebook, will now be everything under Meta. And Facebook is just one of the companies. Now, the reason to do this, I mean, there's a number of reasons to do this, but to be able to get out from under um, your company being being everything, right? Being the owner of Instagram and being the owner of I don't know, all the different things that Oculus and oh, what else? I mean, Facebook owns a ton of other little companies, right? Ones that we don't see all the little logos for, but I think that it's fine. I think it's kind of funny. It makes sense because they're quote, creating the metaverse, and if they're able to do so, we'll see. I mean, obviously Facebook doesn't have a great track record. Not a huge fan of Facebook, but I think it makes a lot of sense to get Facebook out from under the weight of that, and a restructuring makes sense. I mean, obviously they're just talking about the name, and that's what everyone wants to talk about. But Facebook's still going to be Facebook. And the other thing is I forget who it was that I was listening to talking about, basically Facebook is for like 30 plus year olds, 35 and up year olds, right? And that's a real problem if Facebook, because Facebook isn't going to be forever then. It very much will have a lifespan. And if that, if they're not able to appeal to the younger audience, well, the younger audience will continue to jump to whatever new other platforms there are out there. And Facebook doesn't own those platforms, and they're not in control of it. And maybe it's them recognizing that, Facebook just isn't that cool of a company for the younger demographic, and they need to be able to own those other those other companies with it. Now, we saw it with Comcast too, right? Comcast changed their name to Xfinity, and Comcast is like the parent company. But people still have a Comcastic time when dealing with Comcast for the most part. So it's still one of those things where it doesn't matter what you call it, the experience is probably not going to change, just like Facebook and their privacy issues are not going to change.